Hi everyone, this is Jerry again. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I have another shaker card for you. I told you, I warned you, I was going to make more of these. I just love them. And I've had this Party Like a Panda set for several months now. I got it from Simon Says Stamp. It's one of their card kits. So I thought this would be the perfect chance to create another shaker card because this little stamp set is so cute. I thought it would be an awesome card, make an awesome card for my granddaughter Aspen, who's getting ready to have a birthday. Happy birthday, Aspen. It comes with the really cute stamp set you see there. It also comes with this picture book Panda die, and which I will be using for this card. It comes with 4 pieces of cardstock, black, white, peacock blue, and I'm not sure what the green color is. It's actually called peacock teal. The green color I don't know. The kit says that it was supposed to come with bubblegum pink, but mine actually came with this green cardstock, so I'm not sure what the actual color is. It comes with a 6x6 pack of Doodlebug paper, double-sided. Some really cute papers in there. It also comes with deco foil, transfer sheets. It also comes with white flock sheets and black flock sheets. I don't really have a laminator, so I'm not really sure exactly what I can use the foil for, but I'm going to give it a try on this card to do something with some glue or some tape runner. It also comes with 2 envelopes. Mine were in bubblegum pink and white, and then it came with 1 stick-it sheet. So I started out by using the piece of white cardstock. It's 110 pounds, so it's really nice and sturdy, which is great for a card base, and it's especially great for a shaker card. So I then took my piece of paper, the half of it that I'd cut off, and scored it down the middle at 4 1/4, which when folded will give you a standard size card. So this will be my card base. And then the other half of that piece of paper I cut in half again, and I will use one of those pieces to make the frame, which will go on the front of the card. So I'm using a square stitched frame from Dynamics. And I'm just going to run that through my Cuttlebug to create a window, which will go on the front of this card base and essentially be the front of the card when I do the shaker card. I did go back and cut another frame out of some of the pink patterned paper because I did want this to be a card for my granddaughter, and she loves anything pink and purple. So pink was something that had to be done there. Also wanted to use this cute little panda die, and so my idea was to create a little fuzzy panda that's standing in front of the shaker window. So I just cut out a little piece of the black flock about the size of the die, and then I'm measuring a piece of the stick-it adhesive to go on the back of this black flock as well, because I want all of these little pieces to have some stickiness to them, so it will be easier for me to assemble this panda once I get him all cut out. So I placed the stick-it adhesive on the back of the black flocking sheet, and then I'm going to run this little panda through my die cutting machine, and it will cut out all of these little panda pieces. You can see to the right there I have some little pieces of white. I was just testing out the die to see how it cut and what it did before I actually used my flocking sheets. I didn't want to waste those. So here I have all the little panda pieces in black fuzzy flock, and they have the stick-it adhesive on the back, so when it comes time to assemble this, those will be really easy to put together. So once I get those out of the die, I'm going to just do the same process using the white flocking sheet. So I'll have some white panda pieces and some black panda pieces. And just like before, I'm going to put some stick-it adhesive on the back of this white flocking sheet and run this through my die cutting machine. And then now I have all the panda pieces together. So in order to assemble the Panda, I'm just using this leftover piece of black flock that I had previously cut out of, and I'm just using it as a template. So I have attached it to a piece of cardstock that I want to build my Panda on, and I've just attached it there with a piece of washi tape. And I'm just using a pick tool here just to help me get the transfer tape off the back of these flocking sheets. And I'm going to just take all these little pieces and place them inside of the template I have and just basically rebuild my Panda. So I'm going to get all of these little pieces in there, and it's a lot easier since it already has the sticky adhesive on the back to just put those little ears and nose and eyes in the places where they belong. Once I have them all cut out, once I have them all put back together again, I did go over him with a little piece of tape and just cleaned up the white flocking because some of the black flock had kind of the black fuzzies had gotten onto the white part. So I just cleaned him up with a little piece of tape. And then next I fussy cut him out of the cardstock, and I'm left with a really, really sweet fuzzy bear who's really pretty sturdy because I've put him on that 110-pound cardstock. So now I'm ready to assemble the front frame of the card. And so I'm using this big glue gun here just to put some adhesive around the frame. And this will attach the pink to the front of the frame, the pink cardstock. I really struggled with this tape gun today. I'm not sure what my deal was, but I was just having one of those days, I think. So once I get the frame put together, I'm just kind of messing with it to see where I want to put my Panda and where I want to put my frame. And I kind of thought about putting the frame on there a little wonky, but in the end I decided just to place it inside of the pink frame. So I just flipped that piece of paper over there and I put a piece of tape along the back to hold those two pieces together. So then I took a piece of the pattern paper that has little bitty tiny multicolored dots on it, and I'm just looking at it here. I did place that on the card base. This will be on the inside of the shaker window. So I took a piece of leftover acetate from some packaging, and I just cleaned that up with a baby wipe and a cloth, just to get off any fingerprints and smudges that might be on that piece of plastic. And once I have that cleaned up, I'm going to just adhere that to the back of the window frame using the tape gun. And then I just try to stretch that acetate across the back as flat and tightly as I can, just so that the window is good and secure. And then once I have that done, I want to use some foam tape to build up a wall around the inside of this window. This will create a little pocket that we'll be able to place our sequins and beads and whatever else you decide you want to put inside of your shaker window. You just want to make sure that you have everything really butted up securely against each other. So you don't want any gaps in your foam tape, because any kind of gaps that you might have just gives a place for your sequins or your glitter to come out of. This is especially important if you're using a finer glitter or something that's not quite so bulky. You would want to make sure that you have really, really good, secure, tight fit on your seams so that nothing can come out of those. So I peel off the backing of this foam tape, and I wanted to put some bigger, chunkier pieces in the shaker window, so I decided to go ahead and do another layer of foam tape just so that I would have a deeper pocket. So I did this whole process again. I just cut down the foam tape and secured it all the way around. And then I'm using an anti-static tool, and I'm going around the edge of that foam tape really well. And I'm also getting a little on the window to get rid of any stickiness that might be on the edges of that foam tape, and also on the window to get rid of any static cling so that my beads and so forth can move around freely inside of the pocket. So I just had some sequins. I kind of picked out the pink and the purple sequins so that would match my card. And then I'm also using some Stampendous shaved ice. This is a really glittery, kind of a big chunky glitter. And I used that to put inside of my pocket as well. So now we're ready to attach this to your card base. So I've released all the tape, and I'm just going to flip my card base over so that the piece of paper is on the, going inside of the window. And that's it. You just want to make sure that you really press that down and get that foam tape secured on really tightly so that your sequins don't fall out. So then I decided to attach my little panda to the front of this window frame. So I'm just sticking some little extra pieces I had left over of the foam tape to the back side of this little panda. And I'm going to kind of stick him down inside of that little frame so it looks like he's kind of peeking up out of the frame. So just kind of lifted that up a little bit and stuck him down in there. So cute. So now I want to create a little balloon for this panda to hold. And this is where I wanted to kind of play around with this foil. I really need to kind of investigate all the different uses for this, but for today's project, I just wanted to try and get it on this balloon. I kind of wanted it to look like a Mylar balloon. So what I decided to do was I took this little tape runner here that I have, and I just put a whole bunch of tape on the back side of this balloon. I pressed it against my foil, and I really tried to burnish that down on there really good with a bone folder. Make sure it was all good and stuck. And then I peeled that away. And it did work to some extent. It gave me the foil there on the back side of this balloon. And so then I just cut out my balloon shape. And I decided to get out some twine, some little pink and white string that I have. And I just attached that to the back side of this balloon with a piece of washi tape. And then I took some foam tape and applied it to the balloon and stuck that to the front of the card up near the top so that it looks like the little panda is holding the balloon by the string. And then I secured the string to the front of the card with just a little bit of some Gina K Connect liquid glue. I like this glue because it does dry pretty clear, and so anything left over, I knew that you wouldn't really see it. So because it's a birthday party, I figured the little panda needed a birthday hat, so I just cut him out of this extra piece of scrap paper I had left over. Cute little polka dots. And I cut out the hat and then just attached it to the little panda with some foam tape as well. For the sentiment, I used some black scrap paper that I just had in my stash. I did not use the black that was in the pack in the card kit because I just needed a small piece and I didn't really want to cut that bigger piece of paper for it. So I started out by using two of the sentiments that are in that stamp set. The first one says, "Oh my gosh," and the second line says, "Happy birthday." In the end, I really didn't like that, and so I ended up cutting that sentiment down and just using "Happy Birthday." And I cut that down and into a flag shape and just attached it to the side of the card there. So I decided I wanted this little panda that's laying down on his belly. I wanted him on the inside of the card, so I stamped him with some VersaFine ink, which gave me a good bold black panda. And then because I didn't want my Copics to bleed through the cardstock, I'm not really sure if it would because this is a really thick cardstock, but I didn't really want to take any chances at this point. So I just used my Prismacolor pencils. I used a gray pencil just to give him some shading there to kind of ground him on the inside of the card. And I used a pink pencil just to give his little bow tie some color. And then I stamped out this little party hat and these two balloons to put on the inside of the card as well. I really could have colored these with Copics, but because I had used the pencils on the little panda on the inside, I decided it would probably look better if I just used the same thing. So I just used my Prismacolor pencils and colored in the little balloons and the party hat for this one as well. And cut these out, just fussy cut these out with my scissors. And like I had done on the front of the card, I just attached some of the pink and white string to the backs of these balloons with some washi tape. Just tape the little string onto the back there. And then I glued these little balloons inside the card using some of that Gina K Connect. And I just brought the strings down to his little paw there so it looked like he was holding the strings of balloons. And then in the kit also is a Spectrum Noir in clear overlay sparkle pen. So I just used this little sparkle pen and gave his hat and the two balloons a little bit of sparkle. And I wanted to put a sentiment on the inside of the card, and I definitely did not want to mess the card up at this point. So I decided to get my Misty out and use a sentiment from the stamp set. This little sentiment says, "Party like a panda," because birthdays only come once a year. I thought it was a perfect sentiment for this little card. So I went ahead and stamped that with some of my VersaFine ink in black on the inside of this card. And then that just about finishes this card up. I kind of toyed with whether or not to place some little gifts on the front of this card, but I really like just plain and simple, and I love that the focus is on really the shaker window and what's inside of it. Thanks so much for joining me today on my YouTube channel. If you like what you saw, please give me a thumbs up. Click your subscribe button for future ideas. And if you'd like to, you can visit my blog, abushelandahug.blogspot.com, for more card and craft ideas. Thanks so much and have a wonderful day.